when are you going to step up for you? When are you going to step up for your business? When are you going to step up for your employees? When are you going to step up for your family? When are you going to actually start living by a set of morals and principles and standards and values?
Real business owner.
Whatever your situation is currently is not your forever situation.
That's really what real business owners is, man. Like, we don't care where you come from, where are you going?
Our goal and our job is to reduce the mistakes that you have to make or the money that you have to lose.
You want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be successful, don't give up.
You learn, adjust, and continue to move forward. Welcome back to the Real Business Owners Podcast with myself, Trevor Cowley. Guys, this year you're going to see me and Kel, take on a little bit more in terms of solo podcasts. You're going to see us probably, he'll travel, he'll interview people, I'll interview people. The idea is really to divide and conquer here, right? And so we wanted to kind of try a new format. We've been doing it a certain way for the last, 3.5 years. So get used to a few more solo episodes, where we actually dive deep on a lesson and we, try to educate you guys in a different way rather than just kind of shooting the shit, so to speak, right? And so today, guys, I want to go over something that's just kind of heavy on my heart. I think the world today, they lack morals and values and standards and principles. You see people trying to get their self-worth from social media or the opinions of other people or what their bank account reflects, rather than getting their self-worth from who they are as an individual and how they show up in the world. There's a book called Outwitting the Devil. It's an amazing book where Napoleon Hill basically interviews the devil, and the devil goes over a lot of different things that he utilizes to get people to drift in life, right? To not live up to their true potential or whatever their abilities are. You have abilities, and I would bet 93 to 97% of you guys listening to this aren't even scratching the surface of what your today's abilities are. And if you start scratching the surface of your today's abilities, that your abilities will continue to get greater. So your tomorrow abilities are even greater than yesterday's, right? And so the idea is, what are you doing to make, today's ceiling tomorrow floor, so to speak? Due to, this topic weighing heavy on my heart in terms of, the world lacking some sort of moral compass or values or principles and kind of putting weight on some of the wrong things, with the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, I wanted to go over a couple things with you in regards to how to identify whether you're what's called a non-drifter, somebody that's firm in their beliefs, somebody that knows what they're trying to accomplish out in the world, versus somebody that's a drifter. And what the devil does is he tries to get you to drift away from things that, are attached to your higher calling, tries to get you to drift away from your family, from the things that truly matter, right? And so I'm going to go over kind of a few things here that I took from the book, again, Outwitting the Devil. Drifters, okay, they lack purpose. And if you lack purpose, your attention has to go somewhere. Usually it ends up being put on negative things, right? Whether that's social media, whether that's pornography, whether that's alcohol, whether that's drugs, whether that's communicating about other people behind their backs. Your attention will be used. The question is whether you're utilizing it for a purpose that's going to make you greater or make the environment that you put yourself in greater, or if you're actually tearing down your environments and tearing down yourself by putting bad information into the mind, right? A drifter spends all they earn and even more, right? So are you an individual that's living paycheck to paycheck? And I'm not talking about spending all that you have on things that are actually positive, that will move the needle forward in your life or in your business. I'm talking about spending all you have on negative things, experiences that distract you from maybe some of the demons that you have deep down, right? Like individuals that have demons that haven't dealt with it, all they do is like to distract themselves with the next fancy thing. They spend their way into not having to deal with whatever their current problems are, whether that's in business, whether that's in your relationships, whether that's just how you grew up. It doesn't matter what the problem is, right? We all have problems. How are you actually interacting with the problem is the true question that you should be asking yourself. If you're avoiding the problem by spending money, that's an issue by itself that you have to address so that you can then uncover the actual issues that's making you, live that way or have those type of actions. A drifter has lack of enthusiasm. This individual just kind of goes through kind of like a bump on the log, right? If you lack enthusiasm, you need to start experimenting a little bit, right? You have to experiment with different things that you think might excite you. Try the lab coat on, go do yoga, go running, go lifting, start trying to read, put yourself in new environments, invest into, masterminds or whatever it may be. These individuals that are in these areas, whether it's the gym or whether it's at masterminds, they're enthusiastic type people. And so you want to put yourself in those environments so that you can have that rub off on you, so to speak, right? People that are drifters also take the path of least resistance. They shy away from doing difficult things. They shy away from difficult conversations. They shy away from anything that takes true effort that will scratch the surface of whatever their abilities are. That is a drifter. You're going to find the path of least resistance so that you do not have to exert any effort, become exhausted, ever again deal with anything that would force you to become greater than the current version that you are. They lack control in their emotions. They crucify anyone who disagrees with them. If there's a decision that they made quickly, they're going to change their minds. They'll flip-flop quite a bit because they're very indecisive and they don't trust themselves. These are drifters, people. This is the devil. These are all characteristics of things that the devil wants you to do so that, again, you don't live up to your abilities. You eat more than you need to and you exercise too little. You criticize others who are succeeding in their chosen calling. How many times, I was just at the Raiders and Chiefs game. A guy behind me, we were in the nosebleeds because we bought the tickets, when I say we, me and my son, the day before. We live an hour and a half away from Las Vegas, Nevada. And so we decided the day before that we were going to buy tickets. So we were in the nosebleeds. Of course, in the nosebleeds, everybody knows what the hell they're doing better than the players on the field. They're better than the refs. And there was a guy behind us just yelling and screaming and getting extremely emotional over a football game. It was an absolute blowout. The Raiders got smoked. But this individual was yelling at the refs like the ref has blown the game when it was literally like 31-6 or something going into like the fourth quarter. These are individuals that are criticizing others that are actually on the field succeeding at what they're great at. And so you have to ask yourself, do you get overly emotional about things that really don't have any effect on your life? Over emotional about, a sports game, or overly emotional about somebody else. And what you need to understand is somebody else, they're not going to dictate how your life turns out. The emotions that you place on what somebody else might be saying or doing can dictate how your life turns out if you become overly emotional or you overly criticize. Drifter knows about every prize fighter, about every athlete. They gossip about the celebrities. These are, again, distractions away from what? Your truest potential and what you were put on this earth to accomplish. I promise you, you were not put on this earth to gossip. You were not put on this earth to understand every stat of every football player or every baseball player or watch every single prize fight. We have to start putting our attention and awareness and focus on the things that truly matter, and that's your family. That's you. That's you living up to your truest and highest potential. That's your employees. That's your business. That's your self-improvement. What are you doing every day to move the needle to become a better version of yourself for the people that you say that you love and that you care about? You can't say that you love and care about people if you're not really actually trying to be the best version of you for those individuals that you say that you love and that you care about, whether it is your employees. Are you making the decisions that are right for the business? And most of the time, the business or the decisions that are right for the business will be the difficult decisions that you're forced to make. Those are the right decisions. And if it's hard and it's difficult, that's more of a sign that you're doing things right than it is that you're doing things wrong. I mean, obviously you have to have common sense. We're all adults here. We can kind of decide and analyze, is investing into this area of my business where I'm lacking, will that serve me? Is that the right decision? Logically, removing money from the equation, because, we can't let money make all of our decisions for us when we're trying to accomplish something great in the entrepreneurship space. And I think what happens is we get a little gun shy. We know it's the right decision, but we don't execute on that decision because it's going to force us outside of our comfort zone. It's going to force us to shell out money when we don't want to shell out money. Maybe when there's uncertainty in the marketplace, right? Let's talk about the non-drifters real quick, okay? Non-drifters, what are some of the things that non-drifters do? How do we identify a non-drifter? They're always engaged in something definite, right? Again, there's the difference. Engaging in something that's gossip, that's not something that's definite. That's just today's news, right? Tomorrow's news will be different and they'll be gossiping about something else then. So it's something definite, something, again, whether it is self-improvement, that is something definite. You have to live with yourself forever. Your loved ones have to live with you forever. You are something that is definite in their life, obviously not, infinite, but you are, every single day that you show up, you need to be showing up the best version of yourself, something definite, like I am going to start this business and I will be successful and I'm not going to stop till I get there. A non-drifter, they have major goals in life and they also have a bunch of small ones that help them get to the big one. They walk with a different quickness. They have a different sparkle in their eye. They don't lack enthusiasm. They're always enthusiastic about the things that they're doing, and they believe in it so deeply that they want to share it with other people. And that's what me and Kel do on the podcast, is we believe in some of the stuff that we do. Hell, we believe in everything that we do so deeply that we try to share it with you and hope that it brings value to you, and you take it and actually do something with it, rather than just kind of get a quick dopamine hit for 20 minutes or 60 minutes while listening to us, have that fade off and go back to mediocre or average, so to speak, right? Somebody that's a non-drifter, they know what they want. They're determined to get it, no matter how long it takes, no matter what price that they have to pay. An individual that's out of shape, no matter what it takes, no matter what the price is, no matter how long it takes, they're going to do whatever is needed so that they can accomplish that goal. Financial security, no matter how long it takes, no matter what price they've got to pay, they're going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that that happens. And so they're up front. They'll kind of tell you how it is. They never place blame on others for their lack. They build instead of destroy. These are all characteristics of non-drifters, so to speak, in the book, Outwitting the Devil. And then we already went over all the characteristics of drifters. Guys, my question to you is, when are you going to step up for you? When are you going to step up for your business? When are you going to step up for your employees? When are you going to step up for your family? When are you going to actually start living by a set of morals and principles and standards and values? It's easy to set yourself apart in this day and age. And the way to do it is by having morals and values. And guess what? They will be tested. They'll be tested to the 10th degree. And you have to stand firm. You have to lose your mind in order to create a new one. And so when you're standing firm with your morals and values, and when I say that you're going to be tested, you might think that you're going to be going crazy, or you'll second guess yourself. Am I doing the right thing? All of these other people are going in this direction, and I'm standing firm with where I am and what I'm trying to accomplish. Be prepared to be misunderstood. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? That's really the questions that you need to be asking yourself. You have the potential, you've been given the gifts, and it's just a matter of doing whatever you need to do and paying the price that you need to pay to extract those gifts. And you cannot extract gifts, and you will not know what your potential is unless you live by a set of standards, unless you live by a set of values or morals or principles. Will you get up on a day-to-day basis at a certain time? Will you execute when you don't feel like executing? Will you make the difficult decisions? Will you be upfront with people? Will you not criticize other individuals behind their back? Will you do all the things that 99% of other people won't do? There's a reason why it's the top 1%. So if you think that you need to be surrounded by people, if you think that you need to, get praise from others when you're set out on this path to do something special or do something great for you, your family, your loved ones, you're mistaken. It just is what it is. You will have to learn how to operate alone. You will have to learn how to operate with critique. You will have to be okay being criticized. You will have to be okay not being accepted by the masses. If you're going to be understood by the many, that just means you are one of the many. If you're only understood by few, that means you're one of the few. And so do not live a life where you look for external validation. Look for internal validation. Make decisions that your future self will thank you for. Don't make decisions that, the guy next to you will say, oh, wow, that's cool. Again, if the majority thinks it's cool, you're probably not doing something right. And so expect to fight like hell to get the life that you want. Expect to be challenged like you've never been challenged. Expect to want to quit and give up. Expect to think that you're going crazy. Expect the worst of the worst, because these situations will mold you into the individual that you need to become in order to be great, in order to be successful, in order to withstand the opinions of other people, whether it is good or bad, right? And so, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Look forward to kicking ass with you guys in 2023. Keep doing your thing. Make sure you're rating and reviewing the podcast. Make sure you're sharing it with loved ones. And if you need accounting services, hit your boys up here at Easier Accounting. We love you. We'll treat you right. Take care.